Yeah.
And they would send emails to people in the office saying it was from me and create an email address to make it look like it came from me.
It says people with lots of time on their hands. Too bad they can't use it constructively.
Sherry was like, "What's up?" I thought I was losing my mind. I mean, like, did I call you? Because at one point today, Sherry, I thought about calling you because I was dealing with Laura on something.
Oh.
But I figured I'd just go to Laura. So I was like, did I email her or call her? I don't remember if I copied her in an email.
No, I was just like, okay, what do you need?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. I guess is Brandon on? Yes, Brandon is on. We have 2 minutes to go here. Everybody okay if we move our next council meeting to in person?
No problem.
Any issues?
Fine with that.
And if you do have issues you don't want to tell me now, just call me after this meeting, okay? All right.
I have to put on clothes. Nice clothes.
Decent clothes.
Who's okay?
I'm okay.
No, the question
No,
is-
there's somebody with an okay moniker on there.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everyone. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the April 12th, 2021 virtual meeting. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Law 1975, Chapter 231. Said notice was sent to the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger on March 15, 2021, posted in Borough Hall and on file in the clerk's office. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. To start this meeting, I'd like to take a moment of silence before we do the flag salute in honor of Metuchen's dear friend and commissioner for Middlesex County, Kenny Armwood, who died tragically about a week and a half ago. He was just in Metuchen, 3 weeks ago, helping us with a anti-Asian hate rally. And I just want to honor Kenny by taking this moment of silence. If you join me, please, before our flag salute. Okay, please join me for flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Ms. Hollis?
Councilman Delia,
Here.
Councilman Hirsch,
Here.
Councilman Candell,
Here.
Councilwoman Rasmussen,
You're up. You.
Councilwoman Rubin,
Here.
Council President Kesklasi,
Here.
Mayor Bush.
Here. And before I go into the agenda session, I just want to once again recognize Ms. Hollis for the work that she's doing as our acting clerk in the absence of a clerk, which we should resolve tonight, depending on what you council decides to do. But really appreciate you being here and helping us through this, tough transition. It's something that, obviously we need to maintain the continuation of government. And we also want to thank, for being on this call, John Mitch, who is clerk, the dean, if you will, of clerks in Middlesex County, and some even regard him as one of the best clerks in all of the state of New Jersey, John Mitch from the Township of Woodbridge, who has been incredibly helpful over the last couple of weeks at helping us transition to obviously during this period. So John is on the call, and I just want to thank him publicly for the work he's doing, and also thank the Township of Woodbridge, who's a close partner with Metuchen, and we're going to enter into a shared service agreement over this because John's going to continue to help us in the weeks ahead. So thank you, John. We appreciate you very much. All right, at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to open the agenda session.
I move to open the agenda session.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay. Are there any items for the agenda session, Madam President?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Jonathan.
Yes.
I'm asking you, do I have something for the agenda session?
Yes. So is that not on here still? Because if it's not, we can just add. There was an appointment to the Shade Tree Commission that Ms. Rasmussen had requested, and we'd spoken about today. If you could just add her name right now, Ms. Rasmussen, that would be perfect.
Sure. The member's name would be Bettina, Bettina, and the last name is Calori, Caluri.
Okay. We're going to put Ms. Calori, I'm going to recommend her because that's got to be a recommendation of the mayor. And I'm going to add her under appointments. And I just want to confirm with Ms. Hollis and Ms. Pearlstein, and if necessary, Mr. Mitch, as to where in the agenda this would go. I believe it would be, we do appointments at the end of the meeting. Is that right?
At
Is that
the end.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
It would be at the end.
It would be at the
Yes.
end.
Mhm.
Yep.
So we would do that under other new business, or we would just do it right before, after the payment of the bills list? We just do it on itself, by itself?
Huh.
Okay, so after the payment of the bills list, that's my appointment. So I'm going to do that. I'll just make sure I have that in here before adjournment. Is that okay with everyone?
Mhm.
Okay. Any other items for the agenda session?
Mayor, if I may, this is Dennis Murphy. I just want to let you know I'm okay.
All right. I didn't know if we had a representative from the great state of Oklahoma on the call, or
No,
somebody looking to Zoom bomb or whatever, but we're glad to see that you're okay.
yeah,
Counselor.
technically I'm not okay, but I'm okay listed
All right.
and working on it.
No problem. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. With that, can I have a motion to close the agenda session?
I move to close the agenda session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are any
Aye.
opposed? Okay. With that, we're going to ask for public comment at this time. So we have obviously here as a virtual meeting. It looks like this is going to be the Borough Council's hopefully last ever, knock wood, but certainly the last for the time being Zoom meeting, with the hopes that we're going to be able to go back to Borough Hall as Ms. Pearlstein, as Borough Administrator, has begun to lighten things up with respect to the restrictions in Borough Hall. We were closed. We're still closed to the general public, but we've begun to bring staff back. And as we do that, we also will be having our meeting, because the logic always was that if our staff was home, we would be home. But if we required our staff to come in, certainly we would come in and have meetings. So we are going to have our next council meeting, which is scheduled for, anyone know off the top of their head here?
Is it April
April
20?
26th.
April 26th. So that meeting will be in person at Borough Hall. And that means that members of the public can also attend. But what that also means is that we won't be able to have Zoom public comment. We'll maintain the email address for the public in case any of you want to email comments to, but having Zoom as a technology, in addition to being live and in person, is very complicated for us to pull off. So we're not going to be doing that. And we're sure that you understand as a public. But right now, obviously, this meeting is virtual. So anybody from the community who's wishing to address the council can do so. Meeting ID, if we want to put that on the screen right now, Mr. Ulig, if you can add that to the screen, so those who are watching either on Facebook Live or on Channel 15 can utilize it. It's meeting ID 835-1551-9402, and the passcode is 252-746. Feel free to call and with anything you need. And anybody who's here now, if you wish to address the Borough Council, now's your chance to do so. If you could just raise your hand, and I will call on you. I don't see any hands raised at this time. Give it a couple seconds just because I know there's some people perhaps from home. There's somewhat of a delay. Okay. I don't see anyone looking to participate at this time. And if that's the case, we'll just continue to move on. We have some public hearings as well on ordinances. Perhaps people may be here to speak about that or not. All right. Council President.
Okay, so ordinance 2021-07, Ms. Hollis, would you please present the affidavit of publication?
Affidavit of publication stating that said ordinance 2021-07 has been published one time in the Home News Tribune according to law on March 26, 2021.
I move that the affidavit of publication be received and filed.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay.
Ms. Hollis, will you please read the ordinance by title only?
An ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Metuchen, various chapters, certain application, license and permit fees, recreation fees.
Okay, at this time, we're going to open the public hearing on ordinance 2021-07. This is to amend the code of the Borough of Metuchen. We're updating some of the fees, recreation fees. Is anybody here looking to address the council on this topic? Okay, seeing none. Council President?
I move to pass ordinance 2021-07 on second reading and publish according to law.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please. Ms. Hollis?
Councilman Delia,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilman Candell,
yes,
Councilwoman Rasmussen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rubin,
Yes.
Council President Keslowski.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, moving on to,
Before we do that,
Go ahead.
I forgot to, I'm sorry, Council President, but I forgot to ask Ms. Hollis if we received any emails from the public during our public comment period. Did we receive any emails on our address? I just want to make sure. It was something I neglected to ask during our public comment period.
No,
You definitely have access to those emails, right? Right, Sharon?
I haven't gotten anything.
So you have access to those emails, the ones that for public comment, correct?
No,
Yeah, you have access to them.
I have. Yeah,
No
but
one-
it's not here. There's nothing here.
You have access to the email, but there's no emails is what you're saying,
Right.
correct? Okay.
Right.
All right, thanks. Sorry. Linda, go ahead.
okay, this is with regard to ordinance 2021-08. I move that ordinance 2021-08 be introduced and taken up on first reading.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Are there any opposed?
Ms. Hollis, will you please read the ordinance by title only?
An ordinance amending the composition of the Borough of Metuchen Police Department, increasing the number of lieutenants from 1 to 2.
I move that ordinance 2021-08 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing set down for Monday, April 26th, 2021.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, please. Ms. Hollis?
Councilman Delia,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilman Candell,
yes,
Councilwoman Rasmussen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rubin,
Yes.
Council President Keslowski.
Yes. Okay, at this time, I move to approve ordinance 2021-09 be introduced and taken up on first reading.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
Ms. Hollis, will you please read the ordinance by title only?
An ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Metuchen, various chapters to amend certain application, license, and permit fees, pool fees.
Thank you. I move that ordinance 2021-09 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing set down for Monday, April 26th, 2021.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second,
Roll call, please. Ms. Hollis?
Councilman Delia,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilman Candell,
yes,
Councilwoman Rasmussen,
yes.
Councilwoman Rubin,
Yes.
Council President Kuskoski.
Yes. Okay, at this time, I move to approve communication consent agenda, item A.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving right along. We got reports of council members. Council President Kuskoski.
I do not have a report at this time.
All right, Councilwoman Rubin?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have a regular report, but I do have a report about team vaccine. I wanted to mention some progress that's being made this week. First, before any details, I wanted to thank our group of 23 volunteers who have continuously worked for the last several weeks getting, we're up to 900 people vaccinated as of this afternoon. When I checked the last numbers, we were just about at 900. So those 23 people are single-handedly making sure that our borough is healthy. And I don't even know how we can thank them enough for their time and effort that they are putting into this project. And someday I hope that we can really honor them in a significant way. This week, we are going to be ensuring that more people can have access to the forms that we need to fill out in order to help people get appointments. So a volunteer will be at Kai's tomorrow from 4 to 5:30, sitting outside, weather permitting, to help people fill out the forms who might still need help getting an appointment. We will do that again on Friday downtown in person. We've made some progress making sure that people who don't have access to technology are able to get their appointments made. We've served the senior center twice. We've served 35 Lincoln, and we are making very good progress with the seniors in the community. So eligibility is changing as of April 19th, meaning anyone who is over the age of 16 is going to be eligible for a vaccine. So that means while there are more people needing help getting appointments are becoming more available. Team Vaccine will be working with Boyd's to get appointments for people who need to stay local. They're also working with a mobile vaccine unit that will be coming into town, and the Visiting Nurses Association to help homebound people get their vaccines. So we will continue to make progress. And if you have any questions or you need any help, just contact me and I'll put you in touch with Team Vaccine volunteers. And I know, Jonathan, you've been updating Facebook with all of that access to our to the forums and everything that you might need. So thank you to those volunteers once again for their excellent efforts. And I hope that we will continue to be one of the most vaccinated boroughs in New Jersey. Thank you. That's all I have.
Great. Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Rasmussen.
Okay, I have a report. I gotta find it here. It's on my desktop. I have so many things open on the computer. Where is it? Okay, I have a brief report But I also want to give kudos to Team Vaccine because one of my neighbors, I think, got a turnaround phone call in about 30 minutes from when she filled out the form online, at least to have a communication. And on the same day, they had gotten her an appointment, you know, in the next few days. So she was absolutely thrilled.
Wonderful.
So they're doing a great job. Where's my council report? Is that it? Okay, I have a brief one. So the Environmental Commission, the Centennial Park project is coming along very well. There's such great coordination with this project. And in fact, on Saturday, April 10th, that just passed, Boy Scout Troop 17 went to Centennial Park and picked up all the trash. They picked up approximately 150 pounds of trash and left it, I guess, at a certain location on Grove Avenue to be picked up by Public Works. And they also spread about 300 feet of mulch on a trail there, I guess, trying to shore up the trails. And also Environmental Commission member Brian Weeks will be in Centennial Park next Sunday, April 18th at 9 a.m. with a group of adult volunteers cutting invasive vines off the trees. So for those that don't really know, when you see those, especially ivy vines that are growing up trees and going up the trunk and going on all the branches, that is very unhealthy for the tree. It's very bad. So if you have any of that on your property and it's growing up some of your trees, just cut the bottoms of the vines and kill the vines. Otherwise, you're going to lose your tree at some point. And of course, in a place like Centennial Park, where things are more wild than in your backyard, those vines have really gotten out of hand. So we're trying our best to address that. And there's going to be a gathering of people socially distant, wearing masks, trying to cut off those invasive vines. Also, the Department of Public Works is ordering native trees, shrubs, and ferns. And when they're received, there's going to be a planting event that I'll let you know about when that all happens. And also, the borough plans to hold a ceremonial ribbon cutting when a public assembly is safe and when the park is reopened, perhaps in the fall. So we'll kind of have either a dedication, ribbon cutting, something to show it off to the public, all the work that's been done by the many different groups. Now, the seniors are meeting at the Senior Center for their commission meeting, which is really the first time in about 10 months or 11 months that they have met. So it's going to be a socially distant event, masked and everything, on April 14th at 4 p.m. And it will take place in the large meeting gathering room. And there's only about 8 or 10 of us. So we're going to be really spread out and wearing masks. So if anyone wants to participate in our senior meeting, we will be there on Wednesday. And last but not least, the Shade Tree Commission met last Tuesday, and part of the discussion was the core training that 3 members virtually attended. And core training is something that we have to have some members of the Environmental Commission and some employees of the borough, usually Public Works employees, and they really learned a lot about trees. They learn about the biology of trees. They learn legal issues about trees. They learn just lots of very interesting and important, items about trees. So they attended a virtual training, and it was over, several days. So they were finding it very informative and detailed. And we also discussed future tree planting, and we're getting our list together for a fall planting. And that's my report.
Great, thank you very much. Councilman Kendall?
Yeah, the Historic Preservation Committee will be meeting next Thursday at 7:30. The link can be found on the Metuchen Borough website. For the Recreation Committee or Commission, I announced on Facebook on behalf of the commission that we are in the final stages of planning the first Metuchen Daddy-Daughter dance in the past 2 years. Obviously, it was canceled last year. And because the governor and the CDC has raised the outdoor gathering limit to 200, we are planning to hold it outdoors at the Metuchen pool. No swimming involved and no alcohol involved to the venue. And we're going to be limiting it for the dads and daughters of current 8th and 9th grade Metuchen School District students, female students, that is. For anybody who knows, who's attended the dance or knows about it, it's usually held in the aggregate for Metuchen dads and of Metuchen students from 1st through 8th grade. And the 8th grade is the last and final year that you're allowed to attend the dance. And it's an emotional moment for both the fathers and for the daughters. And the 9th graders missed that moment last year. So we thought that it would be a really nice touch for them to be able to come this year, in addition to the current 8th graders who would also miss their last dance if they weren't able to do it. Now, that obviously means that the younger kids won't be able to attend the event this year. We're hoping for some empathy and some understanding for that, for the reason that these older kids will have missed their last dance. And again, for those parents or fathers or people who've attended these dances, it is a very poignant and emotional moment for your last dance with your 8th grader at these dances. So I'm happy that we're able to do this, and further details will be announced. It will be held on May 20th, which is a Thursday night. We're hoping somewhere between 6:30 and 9 o'clock. And details will be announced as soon as we nail them down. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that, Tyler. And Councilman Hirsch?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have to report is, well, first of all, we're going to have a pool. We're going to have a pool season this year. We've gone through the first half of the ordinance for that, and I thank the council members for helping to pass that. And also want to thank our CFO and our borough administrator for their help in getting us to where we are today on that ordinance. The only other thing I have to report is that our next pool commission is scheduled for tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. It's public, and the information is on the borough website. Thank you, Mayor.
Great, thank you. And I guess Councilman Delia, you're the last councilman to go tonight.
Mayor. So as we know, it's Earth Month here in April, and just to sort of add on to Councilwoman Rasmussen's list of events that people can participate in, there's actually one more happening here in town, which is going to be on April 22nd from 5 to 6:30. There's going to be a Middlesex Greenway cleanup that anyone is welcome to come participate in. Wear your mask, wear gloves, bring a reusable water bottle, come help clean up one of our local treasures here. The rain date for that would be the 25th from 9 to 10:30. The TV and Technology Committee met at the end of last month for their March meeting. One of the big topics that we discussed was a BPU, the Board of Public Utilities, meeting that took place a few weeks prior on March 16th, related to Altice and the level of service that they're able to deliver, the cable company is able to deliver to New Jersey residents. Several of our members listened to that meeting. We were able to find the recording of that, and it was a 5-hour meeting, which is nuts. So I have not personally gone through all 5 hours, but I've gone through a good amount of it so far, and I'm working towards getting through all 5 hours of that meeting. A lot of very similar topics and very similar and familiar issues that we're seeing here in town with our residents. One of the things that I did notice and would point out that the representative from Altice, who was there at the BPU meeting answering the questions, is the same person that we've been talking to, right? The mayor and I have been talking to over the last year or more. So she's also very aware of all of the issues that are happening here in Metuchen. So something we're keeping our eye on. I'm hopeful that something comes out of this BPU meeting, and we'll keep an eye on that. Today, I was able to attend only about 1.5, I'd say, meetings of the Main Street Now conference. The Metuchen Downtown Alliance and Isaac Kramer, as well as a number of other folks from the borough are attending this Main Street Now conference. It's been really informative. I'm I wish I could attend more. Luckily, there's going to be replays for all of these, so I'm going to try to listen to as many of the replays that I can. But it's really a good, informative conference about how to promote Main Street, promote retail, local businesses, how governments can work together with groups like the Metuchen Downtown Alliance and local businesses to help our businesses survive. And this is extremely important, especially now during this pandemic. And the last piece, so I received an email from a resident. I'll actually forward it to everyone as well, because it's a little bit of a long email, but I'll sort of give the gist of it. The email was just basically praising Council President Koskowski as well as Planning Board member Jim Griffin for their continuous pushing of environmental standards for as we're going through these developments. I know I've been able to watch some of the most recent Planning Board meetings, and I'd also like to add my voice to that and thank you for pushing developers to think more progressively as far as solar, electric vehicle charging, and other climate mitigation efforts. It's something that this resident would like to continue to see, and I know that's something that we've been looking into and working on and finding ways that how we can potentially make that part of our ordinances so that there would be requirements along those lines. So like I said, I'll forward this to everyone so everyone can read it. But I just want to bring it up and mention it publicly. And that's my report.
Great. Thank you, Councilman. Ms. Pearlstein?
Yes, just real quickly, I wanted to just make everyone aware that bulk pickup has resumed as of this Monday. We put something on the website where people can call. We went back to a call method because we were having some difficulties with the technology when we were trying to schedule the scheduling. The demand is just tremendous, as you can all imagine, based upon the fact that we've had it on hiatus for quite some time. And as the website goes into detail, each quadrant, there are 25 slots per day there's 4 quadrants in the borough. So we bulk pickup once a week in each of those quadrants. Wednesdays is kept for metal pickup, which is a totally separate pickup. And one of the things that I just wanted to ask all the people out there that are watching, or if any of the council people get emails or questions, people need to be patient. It's high demand right now because we just resumed it, and it's going to take a while for us to get to everyone. And I just ask for everyone's patience. Also on that website is a listing of alternative places. Everyone's talking about sustainability and being environmentally conscious. I listed a bunch of places that people could look to instead of just putting things at the curb, looking to other alternative methods or either pick up or drop off of all of those household items that you're looking to get rid of. As they say, one person's trash is another person's gold. And as everyone should realize, all of that goes into our dump and is part of our tipping fees. It just doesn't magically go away somewhere. So I just want to create an awareness with everyone, especially in such a progressive town as Metuchen. And that's it. Thanks.
Great. Thank you very much, Ms. Pearlstein, for that. I just want to reiterate the bunch of things that were said tonight, specifically the team vaccine piece, which is helping us leap our numbers forward with each report. I just got a report that as of last week, the borough now has 45% of its adult population with at least one shot, which is really, really good compared to other communities. We have, believe it or not, we have 10,000 or so adults in our town. That's a lot of children, by the way. But that's 10,000 adults, and out of the 10,000, we have about 4,500 or so that have gotten at least one shot. So that's great, and our numbers are much higher than our neighbors. And it's not a competition, except for the fact that what we can do here, if we help schedule people for vaccines, is get our lives back to normal faster. So, we have shown that we can impact ourselves, despite the fact that we're, interconnected with the other communities in the area. we can get, we can take steps here in Metuchen to impact us and to protect us. And so it's just incredible work that Sherry Rose Rubin is doing with Team Vaccine. These are some of the most selfless people that you can possibly imagine, the work that they're doing. They don't want to be recognized. They just want to work hard, and they just want to help our community move forward back to normalcy. So thank you to them. Thank you for doing the work that they're doing. I know there's many grateful people in our borough, and you can count me among those grateful people. So thanks for that. As for the virus side of things, the borough is now, as of today, at 1,063 cases, which is, approximately 1 out of every 13 or 14 people in the borough have been infected with the virus. We have had 28 people this week. There are some days where you have 1 or 2, like today we had 2, for example. And then there are some days where you have 6 or 7. There are a lot of kids who I've noticed are appearing more and more. I've been in a number of conversations with the superintendent of schools, and Dr. Caputo and I speak almost every day. And, we have seen a significant spike in children cases. We don't know why. People, I'm sure, have all kinds of ideas. I see it on social media all the time. People really seem to know exactly why things are spreading. No one really knows. The fact is that, this thing's not over. And, although, people have to take responsibility for themselves and families have to do what's right, it isn't easy when you have kids, when your kids expect to go out because their friends are going out. And if you're the family who keeps your kids home, then boy, you're the parent who keeps your kid home. And then life around the house is not as easy. And I say that as the father of 2 teenagers who knows how difficult those conversations can be and how hard it is on my relationship with my kids. But at the end of the day, you're proven right as a parent within a day or 2 when they see the impact that this virus is having on so many people in our community, people that we all know. There have been 11 deaths in the borough, and not everyone has been someone that is older, and somehow that makes people feel better for whatever reason, that if someone's older and they pass from this thing, that, well, at least they lived a long life. There are people who were much younger than that in that 11. And so, again, without identifying specific people, this is serious. It's changing. I know you've seen the news about variants. I have no question in my mind that some degree of variant has occurred here in this area, just based on what I've seen in numbers. We were I said we were at 28 this week, but just a couple of weeks ago, we were averaging in the 40s in terms of the weekly numbers. So things are really, really difficult. I know a couple of our high school sports teams have shut down already. And it's just been a very, very, very difficult time. We never really settled out after the holidays. We've just kept going. But again, encouraged on the side of the vaccines and encouraged that the weather is going to be nicer. So I'm hoping for less living room spread. No one knows exactly why this is spreading, but we all know what steps we can take to stop it from spreading more. So with that, I'll leave this. I will mention some positive notes. Our Metuchen High School cheerleading team, even though they were, of course, participated in the statewide competition this year virtually, they won and beat other teams who are participating virtually. So they are the state champions for the 2nd year in a row, which is really incredible and brings a huge amount of pride to our community. So that's, one thing. I just got word, I spoke to texting today with Nancy Fusil, the head of the Fusil Foundation. I just got word that the FUS 5 this year will be in person, which is great, right? So we have so much to look forward to, and we just got to get there as a community. The FUS 5, as we all know, or some people may know, is on Father's Day every year. So just got to get to that early June period. I don't know what day Father's Day is this year, but what day is Father's Day? Does anybody has a calendar around so we could just say when the race is for anyone tuning in? Anyone?
Give me 1 sec.
Okay. Anyway, on Father's Day.
June 20th.
June 20th. Okay, so it's June 20th. So June 20th is the FUS 5. So by June 20th, they'll have one of those days, hopefully in the borough. And I'm sure there'll be some modifications, and we'll make sure that it's as safe as possible. But the reality is, last year we weren't able to gather like this, and this year we will. So good stuff. The other and most important thing that I want to say tonight, which is a major impactful vote that you're about to take, is that we have, or will have, assuming you approve her, a new borough clerk, which is, as we all have come to realize and appreciate, the borough clerk has a significant role in the borough. And it's not just providing dog licenses and weddings. The borough clerk serves as our board secretary, essentially. They are responsible for all records in the borough. They have a major administrative role, and we have an incredible candidate tonight to present to you. And she is a Metuchen resident, and she currently works in the library, and we stole her, or stealing her, in the process of stealing her from the library, because we know she's going to be phenomenal in this role as borough clerk. And her name is Deborah Zupan. And if you don't know Deb, who, she's Deborah officially, but if you don't know Deb, then you're going to want to know Deb, because she is the kindest, sweetest, most conscientious, bright person that we could ever expect to have around us. And someone, it was interesting, because when we were first in the position of having to look for a clerk, it was, obviously a concern, because we're a smaller community. And so, we don't necessarily have the ability to attract significant candidates from around the state for our role. And it was one of the things I was very concerned about when I first started speaking to John Mitch, who I told you is the clerk in Woodbridge Township. So we were having this conversation, and then Deb applied, and it was like, we've got everything we want. We've got somebody who is who's a superstar for this position. So we're really glad that Deb's here. I'm going to ask that the council approve her first, but then I'm going to ask Deb to say a few words if she's willing, assuming she gets approved by the new business consent agenda. So with that, Council President, you want to make a motion?
Do I move the whole consent agenda, or just that one resolution?
Move the whole kit and caboodle, and then we'll go to Deb, assuming things work out the way I expect.
Okay, I move to approve new business consent agenda resolutions 2021-109 through -129.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Deborah Zupan, our new borough clerk.
There she is.
There she is, and she appears. The camera turns on. Deb, the floor is yours if you want to say a few things.
Thank you. I didn't want to show my face till it was official, so but I really don't know how to follow that introduction, but just want to say hi. And I've seen a lot of you around town, at the library, at Marafiki, various other places, and I'm just really excited for this opportunity and this to continue serving the people of Metuchen in this new role. And thank you for your confidence in me. And that's all I got right now.
Well, and then she starts tomorrow. So tomorrow,
yes, tomorrow's my first day.
So let's all give her a chance to kind of get settled, and then we can start bombarding her with all our requests and everything else. But in the meantime,
hours.
we're thrilled to have you, and welcome aboard. Great. Okay. So with that, I'm going to ask, I guess, Council President, do you have the other new business?
I do.
Okay.
First, I just want to say welcome to Deb too. You may or may not know this, but Deb was a business partner of mine in the past. We both co-owned Marafiki and operated it together. And I know how hard of a worker she is. I know how flexible and how quick on her feet she is. And I think we're going to be really happy with the choice that we made. I'm going to be looking forward to working with you again, Deb. Okay, so at this time, I like to move resolution 2021-130, which is the resolution authorizing the payment of the bill list in the amount of $567,003.55.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? All right, and Mr. Murphy, I see that you're more than okay now. Your face is showing and you don't have okay as your name anymore. So let me just ask you, with this
He's gone.
with this appointment I'm making to the Shade Tree Commission, does it have to be approved by the council?
Yeah, I believe it requires consent as well.
Okay, so I'd like to appoint Bettina Kalari to the Shade Tree Commission. And so if Linda can make a motion.
I move that we accept the mayor's recommendation for the appointment of Bettina Kalori to the Shade Tree Commission.
Ms. Rasmussen, you want to make that second?
Absolutely, I second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, welcome Ms. Kalori to the Shade Tree Commission. And anything else? Do we have any, there's no emails yet, correct? Just want to make sure, Ms. Hollis?
Mayor, I just wanted to let you know that today was a really bad day for our email system.
Okay.
And Councilman Delia did send us an email or sent me an email just now from former Councilman Todd People. But Jason seemed to have covered it all in the email, that the contents of the email that that Todd had. I'm going to check with our IT department in the morning to see what happened, if there was something, but we had some major difficulties going on today.
Yeah, it's actually interesting you say that because the numbers I got on the vaccines, which came out from the county today, I had to have the Highland Park mayor forward to me today because I didn't get it. So I think you're right. There's probably some slowdowns on our email system. So anyone who sent an email today, at some point, it's possible we didn't get it. But all right, thank you for that. And I appreciate you clarifying that. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, well, a couple things. Thank you, Ms. Hollis, again, for filling in as a pinch hitter under the circumstances. Welcome, Deb Zupan, and see you guys on April 26th. Meeting adjourned.
You're welcome.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Aye. Good night.